So this is Richard, I'm Gabby, this is Jasmin, this is Hector, and we did our project on homelessness. And Richard's going to start off by addressing the history of homelessness here in Santa Barbara County.
So, by a show of hands, I want to know how many people do you know are homeless or close to being homeless? Okay. Well, according to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, recent survey found 790 homeless in Santa Barbara, with 363 living unsheltered and 427 in nonprofit or government shelter. We are here to talk to you about homelessness and how it affects Santa Barbara County. We will be going over the history, causes, and effects by the homeless crisis. Let's look back to the 1980s when the Reagan administration slashed federal funding for public housing and Section 8 by half. This highlights a part of the history involved in the increase of homelessness nationwide and how the birth of homelessness as well. This also describes how federal funding causes homelessness. The overall number of homeless people, sheltered and unsheltered, reported during the PIT counts has remained remarkably consistent in Santa Barbara County over the past 6 years. 1,500 in 2011 versus a little under 1,500 in 1,489 in 2017. There have, however, been significant shifts in regions where homelessness people were living over time. And with that, I'll be transitioning to Gabby.
Okay, so now that we talked about the history, I will talk about the causes of homelessness. So many small cities surrounding Santa Barbara, such as Carpinteria and Goleta, have enforced laws forbidding many individuals without a home to also not be able to be allowed to sleep in their cars on the street. They have driven out the homeless out of their cities and have pushed them to Santa Barbara. That is also why there is such a high homeless population. Another cause of the issue is domestic violence. This is also another big cause because many people who are involved in domestic violence cases flee their home as an immediate escape from the situation. And one source states that survivors of domestic violence may turn to homelessness service programs seeking a safe temporary place to stay, while others may turn to homelessness because of the service programs because they lack the economic resources to secure and maintain housing after leaving an abusive relationship. Santa Barbara also has a high cost of living, so that also comes with low income rising. The average cost of rent for a one-bedroom is $1,300. Add bills and even tighter budget on top of that. Wages are low, and then the minimum annual income is also 72, so that's very high to be low. And now I will give it to Hector, and he will discuss those affected, since we just discussed the history and the causes.
Right, so since I will discuss those affected by the homelessness, the impact of homeless shows that 70 out of 200 people in the general population are in need of employment, 30 out of 100 have mental health issues, and 29 out of 100 have physical long-term issues, and 26 out of 100 abuse drugs. And the average cost of homeless person each year is $26,000, including the cost for the arresting or doing time in prison. And why not use this money for mental rehabilitation centers, behavioral health centers, and have these individuals actively participating in society? And as those affected, low-income salary rose to $72,000, which leads to many low-income families that are at poverty-level income. To help benefit, California suggests to pass a law that would let homeless college students who sleep in their vehicles to be able to park on their school lots amid the housing crisis. This is due to the fact that 33,000 students within 24 states are homeless. And we will now review everything that we got over with Jasmin.
So now that we've continued going over those affected, we'll now wrap together everything we've discussed. We talked about the history, causes, and those affected by homelessness, not only locally, but statewide. Examples discussed were the cost of living, domestic violence issues, and issues of the community. The statistics show that 24% homeless people are under the age of 18, 67% are ages 18 through 65, 9% are over 65, 70 out of 100 are in need of employment, 30 out of 100 have mental health issues, 29 out of 100 are physically impaired by long term, 26 out of 100 abuse drugs, $26,000 was an estimated cost for a homeless person each year. 33,000 students within 24 states are homeless. Los Angeles City College District has 1 out of every 5 students in housing insecure. Bay's Parada City College District Peralta collected a survey that showed 84% of students were already homeless or almost housing insecure. The overall statement is that society needs to contribute ways to allow homelessness back into society, as well as offer easier ways to do so. Spend funding on rehabilitation and not incarceration. Put in lower rent so people can afford to live here.
So we went over the causes, history, and those affected by homelessness, and that concludes our presentation.